No!
Number 10.
Goodness. Damn, Tom, how are you in there and not playing? I don't understand.
Oh no! What? Oh my god! Yes. Oh!
Already ammo!
The first like 10 seconds. Oh no.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to our brand new time slot here at Twin Galaxies. I'm Magma of the Friday Nights, and this is now Friday Nights at Twin Galaxies. It's a pretty simple name, pretty easy. Tonight I'm joined with Sean here from Extra Life. It's a super awesome charity organization that donates money to children's hospitals all around by streaming and doing video game play and a lot of other fundraising events. I'm sure you can tell them way more than I probably can. I've done my homework, but I'm really new to this. So.
Yeah, I get to go out to events on behalf of the Extra Life LA Guild and talk about.
What's up? Am I muted? I'm pretty sure.
I'm not.
Oh wow, I'm muted.
Okay, you're
I
muted.
botched myself.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna do that whole thing slightly over again in a much more condensed version because I muted myself like a smart guy. So the short edited version is, hey everybody, it's Magma of the Friday Nights. Welcome back to our brand new time slot here at Twin Galaxies from 5 to 6 on Fridays now. So now we're actually the Friday Nights on Friday nights. We used to be like Tuesday, then we were Thursday, and it ruined the whole thematics. But yeah, so now we're here at our new time slot for Friday nights at Twin Galaxies. And today we're doing a special stream on behalf of Extra Life for the kids. There's the graphic now up on the back there. And I'm joined with Sean of Extra Life to help us talk about the cool organization that they are and all the fun things that they do. So I'm pretty sure they already caught a bunch of what you had to say because you weren't muted. But so yeah, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing this super awesome game that I brought in, Sound Shapes. And while we're playing that, throughout the chat, we actually have our donation page. You can just see in the chat bot there. So you can donate on behalf of or for blah, etc. the Friday nights and help raise money for kids all over the place, and it'll be a good time. So yeah. So I showed you this just a little second ago, so I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Great.
So I'll start you off at level 1 though. All right, so your controls are pretty simple. All you need is X to jump and square is to let go of objects, essentially. Okay. Very simple. And if you wanna turn off that color, you can just hit the little button on the back there if that drives you nuts. All right. So yeah, let the games begin. For those of you guys at home who are watching, Sound Clouds is a really cool game, or Sound Shapes is a super cool game. I'm gonna mess things up all night. I just know it. But it's a super fun game that you could probably throw back to like the precursor to Mario Maker. It's a lot of fun. You go through different stages of simple platforming and 2D scrolling while collecting these little tokens on the screen. And as you collect them, they create musical notes and rhythms and beats. And then as you collect more and more and more and more, the song gets built. And it's a lot of fun. I got to play this luckily at E3 a few years back when they first were showing it. And it was probably the first game I actually wanted on a PS3. Like no AAA titles, no Call of Duty, like forget all that jazz. I was like, no, I need Sound Shapes in my life.
So not to talk blasphemy, but so I never had a PS3, but I do have a PS4. And honestly, the only game I own on disc is the remaster of Last of Us.
Oh man.
Everything else is digital download. Most of it's how was it? Is it Lost Swan, Black Swan?
I'm not.
There was a game that came out part of PSN.
Okay.
Or on PSN recently.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of the same. Like I really have like I think I own like 2 physical games for the PS3. Everything else I haven't downloaded. Most of them are like fighters and all that stuff. So. Okay. Yeah, it happens sometimes. It's normally not a huge big issue, but any little bit helps. But yeah, so. Oh man. But yeah, no, I've always been a huge fan of like these indie games, and I always love playing them because you never know what you're gonna find. This game looks like the happy version of that. It kind of is. It's a little bit there. It's one of those things that I love is just like simplistic games that have such complexity to them, especially for like level design. Like all of the different shapes in here, like from the level editor, are just like squares, triangles, and circles. And then you have like a couple texturized things and a few objects you can interact with. But like with a lot of creative ingenuity, you can create something that looks like this. And it's like super cool. So I've always appreciated that. All right, now it is my turn. Post the score on PSN? Hell no. We don't need people to know how bad we are. I actually didn't even realize how much there was a leaderboard for this game until like I actually decided to go online and like buy DLC for it. And I was like, wow, people can beat this in 10 seconds? I don't believe it. I think this is hacks. This is a bunch of cheating.
That's how I feel about some of the leaderboards on the old Rock Band, like Rock Band 3.
Oh god.
It's like, no, you should not. You shouldn't be playing the game enough to do that, but.
Yeah, it's like there's a level, you know? It's like, okay, I get it, like you love this game a lot, but where do you find the time to get that, oh god, to get that good? So yeah, that's a shining example of what not to do in this game. I have to remember to let go of the square button. I love those guys. Those are like probably my favorite things to use, but like I have to be so careful when I'm editing to not like oversaturate my stage with like 20 beatboxing dudes. I tend to do that way too much in this game. Whoop. There it is, got it. Oh man. Whoop. Can I bother to get up there, maybe? No, I'll do this, let's see. There we go, okay. And then...
A happy version of Super Meat Boy.
Yeah. I mean, they're different types of games. Like, I think on a big old grand scheme, but...
I mean, when I think Super Meat Boy, I think die, reset, die, reset, die,
Yeah.
reset.
Another game that makes me think of that, have you ever played Battle Block Theater?
Yes.
Love that game. I picked it up a while back when, like during the start of the whole Xbox 360 premium free stuff. Like, oh yeah, you have a premium account here. Here's a bunch of free games. It's like, I can get behind that. And that was actually a lot of fun to play. And we did a panel at a convention once, and that was one of the games we played. Oh geez, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Oh god. What? Like I haven't played some of these stages in so long, and I'm just like remembering like how much detail goes into some of these levels. And to think it's like, oh yeah, it's just all triangles. It's all triangles, circles, and squares. Oh man. Come on. There you guys. Oh, whoa, god. Woo. Come on.
Yeah,
Got it.
It's really interesting how the simple graphics that have come about, and it's been sort of like the spur of the indie scene again.
Yeah. There's so many like great games that have been coming out. Like recently, I've been pushing Indivisible by Lab Zero like crazy. It's probably my #1 game that I'm trying to get people to get into. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Skullgirls at all, or
Oh yeah.
yeah. So it's that same company who made Skullgirls. And they're making their own 2D platforming action adventure RPG, kind of like Super Metroid mixed with Valkyrie profile, and it's super fun. Hey, how's it going, Jen?
Could I join you?
Would you like to join us? You are more than welcome, yes. Oh god.
Check my email.
You are more than welcome to join us, Jen. Come on.
Let me
Join,
grab my mic.
grab a mic, join the party.
What's this?
We are playing Sound Shapes for the PS3.
Twitch too, so.
Oh, fantastic. So now we're front paging it
Oh,
while
great.
hyping Extra Life.
While
so
I'm
that's
trying to
even
airplane
better.
mode my phone.
Yeah, I keep mine on vibrate and just further away from me, and that's my big trick. It's just like, I'm not going to pay attention to you right now. Ow.
I know how messy you can be with the wireless mics.
Oh yeah. Woo! I forgot how much hop you can get off those guys. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Whoop. Ah. Ah.
Screw up.
Go. No, you didn't. You gotta mess up all my stuff, Jennifer. Oh, this is not fun. Oh boy. Ready for it. Ah, dang it.
Oh.
Oh, so close. Oof. Totally. You're ruining everything, Jennifer. Ooh, so close. Like, I'm waiting for it. Oh my god.
So maybe if someone actually gets up and stands in front of the TV, you'll finally make it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just stay there,
No,
Jen. What? Oh, dang it. It's so difficult. I can do it. Oh. I can do this.
So this is
Garbage.
Jen doing sound check. Everybody on the front page switch.
Yes.
No, not at all. I'm number 9.
Nope.
We get these lights on.
This is gonna go great. Highlight of the night. Magma Oh, finally!
There you go.
Yes! Magma incapable of clearing basic platforming.
I think the power cord's out to it right there. The one hanging down.
I see.
Ooh,
Good.
Is that one?
There we go.
that might be it.
There you go.
All right.
That's what I do in my day job.
Warm this up. I'm gonna cross again.
Oh
Why am I
God,
doing
Jennifer,
this
why?
to you? I don't know.
Why must you sabotage everything I love?
That kind of girl.
Jesus. Monster. You monster.
That's good. That warms the place up a little bit.
Perfect.
See
Now
how
everyone can
that
see my
looks?
beautiful glossy glow. Oof.
So not to try to break your concentration while you're playing.
Oh, that is.
But so how did you learn about Extra Life, or who?
So I learned about Extra Life. Specifically, I've known about it for a good while, actually. I have a few friends who have participated and done their own fundraising. But I got more involved, actually, back late August. I was at a convention called Anime California.
Okay.
And Dennis was a representative there who was just advertising the event and all that and the charity. And I was talking to him. He was like, yeah, I'm part of a YouTube group, and we do video games and stuff, and this would be a lot of fun. And he's like, yeah, we'd love to, you guys should totally participate, and, come to events and stuff. So we started with that. We showed up to the Microsoft Store event that happened a couple weeks ago, and that was a lot of fun. We played Smash with a few kids, did the Lego movie game. That was a lot of fun. So we're currently trying to work on our official 24-hour marathon setup. So we're trying to figure out list of games. We're trying to figure out some stretch goals and other stuff so that people who contribute will get some sort of cool reward, either entertainment-wise or monetary. But that's where we're at now, and it's pretty cool.
So we had done an Extra Life thing here back before we were Twin Galaxies Live, and I don't know if it predates. I don't know how long you've been with the organization.
The guilds have only been around 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
So, and I've been doing Extra Life for 3.
Okay. We had a thing here with Scott Porter and Rick Milambri. This might have been 3 years ago at this point. And we had partnered and raised, I think, about $12,000. So we haven't been able to pull something together that big since, because that was a huge effort with like Warner Brothers involved and everything. And we've since shifted a lot of our gaming focus to the entire breadth of gaming. So like classic arcade games and stuff. So it has more limited appeal to younger people sometimes, but we're trying to reinvigorate interest.
So here's the deal.
Sure.
If you're gonna sit here, you're also gonna play.
No, let's talk about Extra Life more.
No, we can totally talk about Extra Life. But you're also gonna have to play. Don't worry,
That's
the game
very
is simple.
difficult.
The game is very simple. All you need to know is X is to jump and square is to let go of stuff.
Now, the men in the booth, why don't you show me how it's done while I get a few technical things figured out. Can we get the chat blown up on the monitor here so we could see it better? You probably heard me.
It's possible.
In
Neo.
the meantime, that's fine. Hi,
Possibly.
USC President. How's it going? This game looks like a happy version of Super Meat Boy.
What is your background in the gaming community? That's a good question. I don't know if any of us have a real strong background amongst the Friday Nights in the gaming community, but we've all been playing video games for a really long time. I have a Super Nintendo. I've played NES since I was 5. And games in general just have always been such a really big part of my life. And I've met amazing people because of gaming. I have participated in some fantastic stuff. I got involved in the fighting game community because of video games, and that's a phenomenal community. I love being a part of it. And I'm not gonna get hit by these chasey guys who are trying to kill me. Oh god. Meow. Yeah.
This is very. Do you know how, to date how much Extra Life has raised for?
So, if I am correct, I believe to date since they started in 2008, we're up to 16 million.
Wow.
Wow.
That's excellent.
That is impressive.
So the update I got, I think 2 weeks ago, was that for this year we've hit 2 million already. I know last year, at the end of last year, we had, to date, done 14 million. So that's why I understand we're at 16 million. For Children's Hospital LA, I know we are currently at, I think, 144,000 this year, which is actually looking like a really good year for us.
Awesome.
That's impressive.
I'm trying to think if they, and I think at the moment still, it was as of a couple days ago, it's still true. Children's Hospital LA had the top overall fundraising right now.
Wow.
So we're the ESA Foundation Electronics Software, Entertainment Software Association. They do a thing. They did it last year. They're doing it this year, and I think they did it 2 or 3 years ago as well. The top overall fundraising hospital and also the overall per capita, they do an additional 30,000 too. So if we, if everyone keeps supporting Children's Hospital LA this year, we'll get another 30,000 towards it.
That's
but
fantastic.
It'll be tough. I know every year it's usually pretty close between Children's Hospital Oakland and the one in Boston as well, and and Dell Hospital down in Austin.
That's very cool. Now, is there any part of your wait? Oh, E-Man Case is a question for you, but we'll get to it in a sec, Manga.
Sounds good.
It's about your hair.
Oh god, it's always about my hair.
Probably less important than children being saved by the efforts of these men, and I'm sure women. Is there any part of your mission statement that, I mean, how much of it was about showing that people who play games aren't just like self-absorbed, like introverted people who don't live in this reality, you know? 'Cause obviously you're dealing with some really real things that you guys are trying to rectify.
Yeah, so there's a national team that was set up by Jeremy Adams, the Children's Miracle Network, and Jeremy, if I remember the story correctly, it all started with a young girl named Victoria down in Texas who was undergoing treatment, I believe, for leukemia.
Oof.
And she actually had gone through treatment successful through one phase, and Jeremy, I believe, was a DJ down there at the time and had been involved with a lot of the fundraising at the time, and some, I think that might have been when Rooster Teeth got involved, but there were several gamers that had helped promote it. And unfortunately, when Victoria went in for one of her checkups down the road, it turned out she was no longer in remission, and I believe it was within a year she passed away.
That's awful.
With that, there was, from our understanding, Jeremy was sort of spirited on by that to take the efforts he'd done before and help try to find a way to help more kids.
Right.
So he had embraced the gaming community that had helped before, and Extra Life was formed at that point.
Gotcha.
And ever since, every year it grows. I think right now, I know last year we had over 40,000 gamers participate.
Wow.
I haven't heard a number for this year recently, but I would not be surprised if we're not close to 50,000 this year.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be incredible. Do you want me to play while you chat?
Answer that question. I'm gonna adamantly try to finish this level to the best of my ability, and I'm more than willing to swap off after the fact. What? Nope, I'm gonna die.
Cool.
Can I jump on you? Oh, I could also die. There you go. So yeah, basically all you do is you aim for the lighter objects. These are the things you can stick to. Darker objects you will just slowly roll to your doom.
Okay.
And then
what are you supposed to be here?
You're like a little pip, and you're scrolling through a world of music.
Just a little bit.
That's it. To go with the theme of Halloween, it sort of looks like an eyeball rolling along.
It kind of does. It's actually quite adorable. And then avoid red stuff. That's always a big thing.
Could you talk to Neo about changing that, or changing that one with that one and putting the Extra Life logo behind?
Bam.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering how it changed or why it changed.
Something shifting around in the back there.
Take a look at this. Can you put this? Can you put this there and Extra Life back here?
I don't know why that's wrong.
Yeah. Something happened.
It's live.
Something system
It's live, guys.
All right.
All right,
So,
give this to me.
I'm going to set you.
UFC President says, "Cool question. I've always wondered if the general public even knows how much the gamers help in extra." Your guys' little icon there.
I'm going to put you on level 1 so you can get used to this, and then we'll dive through.
Easy
I think
peasy.
it's becoming more and more widespread now. I think the last couple of years, a lot more of the gaming enthusiast press are getting involved, and streamers are getting involved. Geek and Sundry did their event a couple weeks ago. Nerdist did theirs this past weekend. So a lot more organizations like that doing this event is helping to spread the word, and helping people realize what gamers can do to help benefit the community.
It's interesting. The stigma for gamers certainly is that they're like shut-ins and
Angry
escapists.
nerds.
Yeah, a lot of the time it's
Yeah.
just very self-absorbed and you're in it for yourself. But it's really impressive actually sometimes when you go out and you look at some things in like all platforms. I remember reading a story actually. One of our members is a huge Magic the Gathering fan, and there was a player at the most recent thing that happened this summer in Vegas who was just an independent player, wasn't sponsored by any team, but during a top 8 draft tournament, he pulled out like a very rare foil card. And took it just because of the fact it was rare and it was foil. It wasn't going to benefit him for the draft, but he took it anyways. And then after the tournament, sold it online, and he, I want to say like hundreds of thousands of dollars for that card, and half of it went to charity.
Wow.
And he's like, it's like half of this pays for me to continue going to tournaments, and the other half will go to a charity of my choosing. And it's amazing to see what people are willing to do for other people, especially when you have an opportunity or a platform to put it out on. It makes it even that much easier for someone to step up, especially for like something like Extra Life. It makes it really easy to do.
The funny thing about gamers that I'm sure you know this, it's not public knowledge really, is that when you're talking about a very highly intelligent demographic here, and people who have disposable income, because let's face it, gaming as a hobby is not a cheap hobby, right?
They talk about that. They always think about the gamers being the kids playing video games, but they're saying now, or I think it was the ESA was saying the demographic is you're a male 33-year-old.
Yeah.
Typically
You
now.
got a full-time or at least a couple part-time jobs. You're working somewhere anywhere from like 40 to 50 hours a week. You make enough money to afford like these expensive consoles.
Yep.
and
Expensive
play
consoles,
games.
and certainly to want to give back in a meaningful way, you know?
Yeah.
You have a lot of people now. I mean, kids that grew up playing video games are now parents who have kids who play video games, and so it's becoming a generational thing.
For sure.
Whoop.
Okay.
All right. To answer E-Man Cave's question, because it's been sitting back there, my hair color is this color because I'm really lazy at redying it and putting it back to a nice, beautiful blood red. And I'm not sponsoring any sports drinks, so there's that.
I'm not very good at this game, yo.
It is okay. Practice is what makes perfect. But you're doing good. You're doing good.
So these things are not my friends.
You gotta watch out for those guys. Yeah, you want to stay on top of them.
Not my
'Cause if
friends.
you stay on top of them, then they can't hurt you. Especially when you get off of them.
So in the past, as an organization, what celebrities have been involved in Extra Life?
So, celebrities, not
Yeah.
sure I can really think of any come to mind. I know in the streaming community, like I said before, Rooster Teeth has participated for several years. I was much better about this last year. Trying to think who else has done it.
Ooh, you gotta watch out for the reds.
Oh, everything that's red is
Anything
bad?
red is dangerous, including the vines, the environmentals.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch out
that's
for them.
tricky and mean.
It's deceptive. You
Oh,
gotta
come on.
Gotta be careful. That's what makes this game fun.
Here's what's fascinating. At one point, one of the things with my job here, programming, is occasionally we'll have, big games that need to be promoted that we've been tasked with promoting, or giant causes, and we try to find celebrities who are very active in gaming. There are not that many.
Yeah.
Tough to
Strangely.
find.
I used to look at, come on, lists that the media prints. The media will print celebrities that you didn't know were gamers.
It's like, yeah, that list. That's
They're not
accurate.
actually gamers.
UC
They don't
president
really
claims
care.
Will Ferrell possibly did Extra Life.
I don't think that was Extra Life last year, but it was. I believe it did
There you
benefit
go,
a
Jeff.
children's hospital. But yeah, I do remember something last year that Will Ferrell did. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I think a lot of people also don't want to associate with the term gamer either. They play games. Like, I'm an LA Kings fan, and I know from some of the events I've been to, I've seen some of those guys getting early releases of games.
Yeah.
And playing I know Dustin Brown a couple years had, I think it was Black Ops 2 when it came out.
Oh, wow.
Someone from Activision had given him a stack of 5 copies to share with the team.
Yeah.
So, one of the celebrities, or at least the gaming celebrity. So last year on our 24-hour stream that we did at Universal Game Center out here in Panorama, Ash Birch, hey Ash, what you playing?
Oh, yeah.
She had stopped in. And I forget what game they played, but she stuck around I think for an hour or so.
That's cool.
The sort of, I think it's on our YouTube page, or if it's not ours, someone else out there has it. It's a clip of her singing the Seal song "Kissed by Rose" in the was it the Moxie voice that she did?
Oh,
Mad
for
Yeah, for Borderlands.
Oh, that would be Tiny
Tina.
Tina.
That's what it was.
That I need to see
Yeah.
because I love Tiny Tina.
That's an amazing voice.
Oh, almost.
Very
There-
memorable one.
Oh, close.
I know she is a great singer. I just recently helped produce a web series that she was in called Muzzled the Musical. She's the star of, and
Oh,
she
yes.
sings in like every episode, and she is maybe too talented for her own good. Oh,
So close.
yep.
Just gonna abandon them. Abandon those
What
little
am I
pips.
trying to get?
You want to get the little pips,
A little yellow
the
donut.
little donuts and the dots. You gotta collect those.
it's so abstract. I don't know what is and isn't good to touch.
All right. So you want to
Are
get
these
the little.
puddles of delicious raspberry sherbet? Are those
Yes,
good to-
the delicious raspberry sherbet. You don't want those because that will give you a sore tummy ache, and that would suck a lot. So avoid not falling into those, lest you drown in delicious raspberry sorbet.
It's not the way I was told I was gonna die. So,
Well, I have some news for you.
hey, Flo guy. No, what the heck is? How does this game tie into what we're talking about today?
How does this game tie into what we're talking about today?
I'm making you.
You're
I'm
making me
you
work. Well,
for
I'm
it.
gonna tell you right now one way it ties in. So one of the reasons that I picked this game specifically is I think this is a fun game that anyone can play.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic. It's a very clever. It's very innovative, but also very simplistic. And like, there's no stretch to the imagination that this game can't reach. Really.
Interesting.
You can do so much with it, and it also has a level editor, so you can design the stages and everything that you're seeing in here outside of like creatures and very complex objects. A lot of the environmental stuff is made out of basic shapes of squares, triangles, and circles. So somebody at their company designed all this using those three geometric shapes.
This is unfair. Look at this.
You gotta be patient.
Oh
You gotta
my
be
God.
patient, Jen. You gotta wait it out.
Not my.
It's not you.
Virtue.
You gotta. There you go.
Hup.
There you go. You gotta be patient.
Oh, immediately into
It takes
the
a
fire.
delicate touch.
No, definitely not me. We've selected
is-
the wrong
That
person.
is okay. Don't worry. That's why we're passing it around. So
Oh my.
yeah, watch
Oh
out
my.
for you.
Oh.
Ooh, so close. But see, that's why that checkpoint is there, just in case.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So those little guys there are your checkpoints, just in case you do unfortunately meet your demise at the hands of the sorbet.
Oh, come on.
So I'll try to answer Eman's question here about how to get gamers involved. So I'll give my elevator pitch that I give at all of the events. Extra Life is this way to give back to the community. You sign up at extra-life.org. You get a donation page. On that page, you say, what sort of event you're going to do, when, where, how. That donation page, then you share it with your friends, family, colleagues, anyone that might want to contribute to your event. And then every donation through that page, it's a site handled by Children's Miracle Network Hospital. There's no strange middlemen or anything like that. There's no percentages being shaved off. Every dollar that's donated goes directly to the hospital that the person signed up for. And every dollar is tax deductible also. Yeah.
Nice.
So it doesn't have to be video games. It can be tabletop games, card games, dice games. Someone this year did a Nerf war.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
that sounds like a lot of fun actually.
So I'm sort of the old guy now. I did a 24-hour marathon my first year, and that's another thing too.
Oh,
'Cause
God.
it doesn't really have to be a 24-hour marathon. They ask people to do a 24-hour marathon just one of those things that helps grab attention. But anytime you can give, and this year game day is November 7th, but you don't have to do it that day either. It's just as long as you do it before the end of the year, for December 31st when they close donations for the year. But I break mine up over 3 days, usually over the Veterans Day weekend.
It's a pretty good plan.
And I'll do video games one day. I've got a small D&D group, and we'll usually do a stream of that. And then usually find something else to do.
That's actually not a really bad idea, because we do that as well. Like, we love playing video games and starting this group. Originally, that's what we did, is we just did tabletop, and we would meet every Friday night, and that's where we came up with our name once we started doing this. And we've been playing tabletop for about like 3 years now as a group of individuals. Currently, along with our stuff, we do stuff on YouTube, we record our own things. We're trying to do podcasts as well, but one of our main podcasts is we do episodics with our tabletop games. So that's something we could probably also do as well for our extra live stream.
I always admire people that are able to do D&D stuff. I'm actually part of 2 D&D groups. I'm the person that never shows up. And they keep telling me, your character's about to die, we've gone so far into the adventure, and you haven't been there, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm just so intimidated by how much imagination is actually required.
It's a dangerous
So
thing
I
sometimes.
sit there and I'm quiet and I suck.
See, that's the trick though, is you don't really have to worry about anything. You just kind of go crazy with what you want, or you do
Everyone
something
keeps
simple.
saying that, but
Like, I'll give you an example of one of my characters from an older tabletop session we did a while back. We were playing Pathfinder, which is like a D&D variant, and I played a drunken barbarian, and I've never played Pathfinder before. And I was like, I want to be a drunken barbarian, but I don't know, like, what am I supposed to do? Our game master was like, okay, you have to have a backstory as to who you are, and I'm starting you all off at level 3, so your story has to explain why you're at level 3. So I had to literally come up with a story as to why my drunk barbarian deserved to have gained levels, which is more often than not from like crazy feats of your own, doing something really crazy. There's really less experience and more of, oh yeah, I walked into battle valiantly, I called out 30 orcs, and I defeated them all while saving an orphan kitten. And I only had 1 arm. That's my story of how I came to be level 3.
too imaginative for me.
It's too clever for you,
I can't
Jen.
do it.
Yeah, we have a wizard in our group
there you
that
go.
just anytime we're in combat,
That's right.
it's just magic missile. We're like, really?
Right. There you go.
Oh, I see.
It's a
Magic
tube.
missile.
It's a tube. Oh man.
Is that the most basic? Is that like a super
Yeah, for a wizard, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wizard.
They don't have to roll anything or anything. It just automatically does 7 hit points, or depending on your level. But yeah,
It's
That
a
would be
very
me.
simple move.
It sounds unimaginative, and that's why I would be like, yeah, magic missile. I did that again.
See, the one thing you don't want to be is in a situation where you're playing with Chris, if you remember him. Our friend Chris is probably our most imaginative tabletop player, and that dude is like a well of brilliance. In our Pathfinder game, he was I'm trying to remember what his class was. Oh, he was a
Transvestite.
haunted. He was a haunted necromancer, and he was also, I think, he was a dwarf. And like random times, like weird things would happen around us, but he hadn't explained to the party why weird stuff would happen to him. So no one had any explanation as to why things would fly across the room or why monsters would start coming out of the ground and grabbing people. And he would just freak out and not justify it. So we're like, great, now we have to deal with this. We don't know his backstory. And then the other thing is he would just use very low-level spells to try to get away with gimmicky things. Like we were being chased across deserts on sand skiffs by like a bunch of these like dire gorillas of some sort, and it's like three sand skiffs, all with like 8 guys apiece. So you got 24 like super apes chasing us down, trying to kill us for this empire. And all he does is I'm trying to remember the name of the spell specifically, but basically it's like, hey dude, look at that. And you cast a target zone in a conal direction, and everything caught in it has to pay attention to whatever you point at, like 100% focus. So these 3,
like squirrel.
exactly that. It's just like, yo, dude, squirrel, and anything that's hit by the spell has to pay attention to it with 100% of their focus. So he targets the head ship. So there's 3 of them, and they're almost like in their nice, perfect V formation. So he targets the center dude, and he's like, hey, dude, what's that on the side of your boat? So this dire gorilla just goes, what? And turns the wheel along while looking down at it, completely jackknifes his boat. The other 2 crash right into him. They all drown. And our GM was like, yeah, this was today's session. This was going to be your guys' session. Was you had to escape these dudes and then fight them. And Chris squirreled them to death. Way to go. Way to go, Chris.
Was that also accompanied by one of those epic roll moments where like, oh, you got to roll like an 18. It's like, oh, look, 20.
I wish it was one of those. That would have been really great. Because I remember it just being a very simple spell. It didn't have any like super high requirements to succeed, and it was just like, you know, it's a simple distraction spell. Like, who would expect it to take out 24 giant apes? Like, you don't see it coming. And he does stuff like that all the time. Our other favorite story about him is there's an actual homebrew for a Pokemon tabletop game. And that's one of the podcasts we're currently doing right now is our Pokemon Tabletop Adventures. It's a lot of fun. You can Google it, find it online. Our podcast, we link the actual player's hand guide and everything. And it's a super great thing that was made. And it's really a lot of fun. But the first time he played a Psychic, which is an all-int-based character. And he built his int stats so high that he could succeed any roll on like a theoretical -18. So like no matter how much the dice are stacked against him, he's like, I use my psychic powers to pick up that rock. Okay, you are blind and you know the rock is there, but you can't see it. And also there's a sandstorm and lots of noise, so you can't hear what's going on. You have a -10 to your roll. I roll a 2, I succeed. It was disgusting. And he would do stuff like that constantly. It was monstrous, but
FNFK, what's that? Is that the name of this?
I have Friday Nights with the Friday Nights. There you go.
Oh, I see. There we go.
Yeah, he's clever. For a second, I was like, Five Nights at Freddy's, K? Like, we're not playing that. We did that once.
Oh,
I'm not doing that again.
I think I saw that actually.
Oh, yeah?
When you guys did that.
Oh, God. I really enjoyed playing it, and I love watching people play Five Nights at Freddy's. Are you doing the level, Jen?
Oh, is this not the?
This is a new one. Here, hit start. Here, I'll set you up.
Yeah, I'd like.
We gotta pass this around too.
Okay. Yeah, you could
But,
take it if you want to.
But yeah, we did
Give it a
that
shot.
episode. Like, I'm not a huge fan of horror games, and I will admit this on stream. I played Fatal Frame 2 when I was younger, and I kid you not, I did the most stereotypically worst thing you could do. It was raining, there was thunder and lightning, it was midnight, and my upstairs area, creaky floorboards. And I'm crawling through God knows what with my camera out, ready to take a photo. Ghost pops up right in front of my face. Crap myself.
Did you say you crapped yourself?
Oh yeah, I was that startled.
You literally crapped yourself.
Oh yeah, while playing a vintage game.
It's now
It
on
got
the
me.
internet forever.
It was I'm okay with that. I've told the story many times to people. It's okay if random people on the internet know that. I
Literally
am
crapped
fine.
yourself.
Oh god,
That's
it
funny.
was terrible. I was like, it just spooked the crap out of me. But playing Five Nights at Freddy's was so fun because the more I played it, the less coherent I became. So like I would be speaking in nice, eloquent sentences, like yes, I totally think that our government is blah blah blah. And then halfway through the game, I'm like, no, stay back, evil duck, what, no? And I lost all competency in anything I tried to say. And it was great. And I had like the dumbest grin on my face, no less. So like that made it even better.
So I recruited my nephew last year to do Extra Life, and so he's gotten into streaming because of that.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think it was Soma he was playing recently, and he was streaming it. And not the best thing to do when there's the possibility of someone you know watching who also knows how to talk to the rest of the people in your house. So like he's playing.
in trouble.
Yeah, he's playing, and he's like really like on edge about it. And I text my brother-in-law. I'm like, hey, go pound on his bedroom door.
That's so evil. And there he was trying to do a nice thing.
Yeah, it was funny though.
That is really funny.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
This is really cute.
I love this game. I mentioned it earlier. I saw this back in like 2012 or 13, and I was at E3, and I fell in love with it. Like,
You're
it's so
probably
cute.
the person in my life, Magma, who's the most tapped into the indie game scene.
I wish I was more. I wish I was more tapped into it. I love these games. Like they're always super fun. They're always super clever and creative. And like, in this age now where we're like crowdfunding games all the time, like, there we go. You see more and more games coming out, and like that's super cool. That people are just like, no, this is my idea. and I want it to be real, and then I can also just die.
Do you know if Extra Life would ever? Have you guys ever contemplated, to your knowledge, like doing an indie game that's branded Extra Life and having proceeds for that go?
I don't know if that's been looked into as far as Extra Life. I know there was it wasn't an indie game really, but there was a mobile game, sort of I think it was a Candy Crush knockoff that was developed as part of Children's Miracle Network earlier this year.
Cool.
Yeah, it's an okay game. I forget what the funding model behind it was to help fund the hospitals, other than being a way of spreading information. There was some other funding model associated with it, but
There'd be I always wondered why it was never the case that people would develop a game or an app where it's like, just like you would get sponsored in a marathon, you get people to sponsor you, so you say like for every 1,000 points I clock in this game or that I can achieve in this game, you've pledged to give me or to give Extra Life or whoever 50 cents, and then you try to then you could stream that and try to get as high a score as possible to clock to get as many donations as possible. I don't know. It seems like there should be an opportunity like that somewhere for someone.
so
At some
not
point.
exactly that thing, but I think I've got his name right. Scott Lowe, the developer of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
I've seen on a number of occasions where he just randomly pops up in someone's stream and donates, a couple $100 there. I think
That's cool.
earlier this year there was a teacher from Bakersfield who's been doing Extra Life for a couple years now. She also holds several Guinness World Records. She did the Just Dance marathon this year.
Carrie Swidecki.
Swidecki, yes.
Yes, yeah. She's been a
And-
guest here. She's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really cool.
So I think it was on the second day, earlier that day, another guy I follow, Scott Lowe, just popped in and was like, oh, here's $250 towards your Extra Life.
Wow.
And then that night when I'd been checking on Carrie's thing through the night, and wake up the next morning at 6 a.m. and she jumped up, I think, like $2,000. I was like, whoa, what happened?
That's crazy.
And one of the moderators in chat's like, oh, dude, Scott Lowe just popped in the middle of the night. I was like, oh, here, let me help you guys. I was like, wow.
Here,
That's
guys.
hilarious.
So,
Do people do, what would be really fun for us to do here? I'm just spitballing at this point.
Go ahead.
We should do like a rock band charity concert, like an extra where we just stream
I
Extra
am
Life.
Beyond down for that.
Stream for Extra Life for like hours and just have as many professional singers as we know come in here, because we know a lot of professional singers. That'd be kind of rad.
yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
We haven't. I know it's something that we've wanted. We were more active as a network in doing more charity stuff in our
on back up.
first year and a half of being on air, and now you being here makes me think that we need
There we go.
We're kind of long overdue for giving a little bit more back.
There we go.
And not to take from Extra Life, but there's also, there's a lot of charities out there that are game related these days. There's Operation Supply Drop.
We did something for them at
So-
one point with PDP.
Yeah. So there's a lot of opportunities out there to do stuff as a gamer to help benefit the community.
Cool.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Have hours of Journey music playing. We're trying to make money. No, I'm just kidding. I like Journey. I don't know.
Journey's fantastic.
We could do a 24-hour rock band stream with just Nickelback songs.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, people pay to try to make you stop? Is
Yeah,
that what
exactly. when we reach like $10,000, we'll stop singing Nickelback. That's funny. Like reverse psychology.
Man, I
it
have
would
such
work.
a love-hate
it would
relationship with
work.
Nickelback songs, because like I have some that I listen to and I do enjoy them, but like I think about Nickelback and I'm just like, God, what?
No, I'm with you. Some of their stuff is catchy, and
And
I
then some of
hate
their
it.
stuff is like, how are you guys allowed to produce things?
Well, they wrote that Hello Kitty song for Avril Lavigne.
Wait, they wrote that?
Yeah, because she was married to Chad Kroeger at the time.
It makes
So,
me feel dirty
Yeah,
inside.
it's
I hate it.
real gross. Is that like a companion cue?
Kind of. So I've changed the album, so we're now playing a whole different style stage. This is the corporeal stage. This is all like businessy. Whoops, I botched that. I don't wanna. What?
What was this person on? And can I get some?
Right? This,
amazing.
like I said, this game is so clever. So clever in everything that it does.
It's hilarious.
Everything is all rhythm based. Everything has this really great track of music, and it's so much fun. And like it makes you kind of think sometimes outside the box of how you solve your problems. And all fun with a little catchy, cute tune.
So if we wanted to do our rock band Nickelback extravaganzas, we have until the 31st of this year to do it and to donate.
Yeah,
To get in on that.
Yeah, midnight on December 31st is when donations for 2015 will close. In the past, you usually have to wait until, I think, March before everything is spun up again. This year, though, they were really fast about getting things up and going again. I think we were able to do signups in January.
Oh, wow.
So they're getting much streamlining the whole process and getting everything back up and running again. So yeah, I mean, it was great for us because we were out at events in January. We were able to say, yeah, you can go sign up right now. You can go ahead and get started for the year.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed two.
Would you like to give this a shot? Have you?
I can jump back at it.
All right.
Oh, you've already.
I did
given
one.
this
I
a
did the
go?
very
a couple
first level.
He did
Okay.
He did some earlier ones.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. So you shift on right.
Any big Halloween plans?
Every year or the last couple years, I've been joining my sister and them to go do trick or treating with their kids.
Oh,
So that's they're 6 and 7 now, so
Aw.
they still enjoy it. In fact, so one of our other extra lifers is doing his marathon today,
Oh, that's really cool.
and he'll wrap up at midnight tonight, and then they're going to come join us as well.
that's cool.
He's got I think his son is 3, and then they have a 3-month-old also, so that should be interesting.
Back when those are the ages when Halloween is still about candy,
Right.
not about dressing slutty.
Oh, this is the same map, isn't it?
It's a new map. So what you're gonna do is that police officer just bump right into him, and then just stand in the elevator.
Oh,
Oh yeah, don't jump. You're just gonna want to roll right back on in there. There you go. Perfect. One of my ultimate Halloween plans, and this is some super down the road planning, but I always make this a requirement in a lot of my relationships, is that when I am old enough and I have a daughter, if I have a daughter, I want to dress up for Halloween as Sabretooth from the X-Men, and then I would dress up my daughter as Birdie, his assistant / companion, so that I could dress her up in a battle suit and give her a giant Nerf gun, and then we could be Sabretooth and Birdie from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Aw, it's adorable.
All right, let's see. What needs to happen for this to go?
I think I need to be that guy on the top.
Yeah, you got to get that guy.
I got that guy right. I think it was the very, very top one.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can't roll up this wall, can I?
No. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
I think it was this guy, right?
Yes, there you go. Perfect. Gotta go. And then you hit that cop, and then he will be disabled temporarily.
Wow, this is so strange.
Yeah. There's a lot of forethought that goes into designing this.
I like the little kitty cats or whatever.
Right?
Did you guys hear about Uber kittens?
I have not. Tell me more about
Yeah.
Uber kittens.
It happened yesterday. You could call an Uber that would bring you like a pile of kittens, and like
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm in.
for $30, and you get to play with the kittens for 15 minutes, and the money that you paid goes towards like animal shelters.
Aw, that's really
Cool,
cool.
right? So there were Uber drivers driving around with like cars full of kittens.
I'm below this trying to go for this. Let's see.
And all the kittens were adoptable.
This guy?
Yeah, he lowers that platform, that's all.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the other door there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Perfect. I love this game. I played this so long ago, and then like as I thought about what to do for this stream, I was like, you know, it'd be fun. Sound shapes, it's simple, it's cute, and like I didn't even bother playing through some of these stages again. I just jumped right into level editing, and I was like, ooh man.
Hey, Duke.
Ah,
going?
Duke Nukem. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
We're chatting about Extra Life.
Indeed.
You'd be a really fun streamer for Extra Life if you ever wanted to get around to it.
Oh yeah. And as a reminder, you guys, in the chat, as it goes on, Moobot will be doing our usual Friday nights plug. Our donation page is linked in there, so you can donate today and help us raise money. Our current goal is 150, something simple, just a little above the standard.
Nice.
But we can totally upgrade that goal as we go by, and the more we see, the more we'll try to put back out there and put higher goals and have some other fun monetary stuff. Like one of the things we're trying to plan is like, oh, if we raise like $50, we'll make Magoma cosplay something and he has to sing a song of your choice. If you raise this much money, we'll force Matt to play Kingdom Hearts because he hates Square Enix. Yeah, our friend Matt, for some reason, like the only 2 JRPGs he will ever play are Pokemon and Golden Sun. He won't touch anything else. And he actively despises Square Enix. It's actually quite hilarious.
They hurt him sometimes.
Oh yeah, deep down in his soul. But yeah, right there with chat on the MooBot, at the very end of our thing. No, that's something different. Never mind. I'm not paying attention. That's iTunes. I'm reading
Can
the
we
wrong
fire
thing.
the Friday night spot, please?
It'll pop up. Never will see it. Whoop, there it is.
So one of the things to check out also when you set up your donor page is that there's some additional settings and stuff that you guys can do.
Yeah.
So that link, you know, because it's a little obnoxiously long.
Yeah, it gets a little long.
There, when you do the actual donor page, I think at the very top there's a thing so you can create a slightly shorter link.
Cool.
Another cool thing this year for anyone that's a streamer is this is the first year where we get access to live donation data. In the past, people were building some stuff to scrape the website and get it, but now it's available via some JSON stuff. It's in the broadcast kit if you look on the website. But if you want to do it really easy, I believe it's StreamPro.io has built it into their interface. I missed somebody.
There's, I think you're gonna get both of those guys, yeah, and that guy.
So it's makes it really easy to set up so you can get like donation alerts up.
All right, actually, I'm gonna steal that away from you because we only have a few minutes left, and I do want to get the custom stage that I built specifically for this stream up onto the screen. So hopefully we can get through it. We'll see.
We have 4 minutes until commercial.
We
Guys,
do.
if you have any questions about Extra Life, any comments in general, you have 4 minutes to get them in to chat. And we appreciate you watching this stream, even though PAX is on the front page as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, man. PAX is happening.
So it's like a
Kamikaze is happening.
giant black
Yeah.
hole of viewership.
All right.
That's,
I can't remember
that's
how
being
long
created.
I made this stage, but I know I can clear it before the commercial hits. So while this is loading up, once again, I am Agama of the Friday Nights, and this is the new scheduling time for Friday nights at Twin Galaxies. So be sure to subscribe.
Finally have a Friday home.
We finally do. Be sure to subscribe. You can follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/FridayNighters. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/FridayNighters. On Twitter at FridayNighters. And on SoundCloud at the-Friday-Nights-1.
So what's the minimum donation tier that people set up with typically? Is it like $50 or is there a bottom at all?
I think when you sign up, it suggests I think $100 goal.
Yeah,
$100
100 is
goal.
the base.
Gotcha.
I know from what we've heard, the statistic, or at least based on estimates, is that usually about $100 gets generated per person.
Cool.
So I think that's why they go with that.
That's bad.
Whoop. Extra Life.
That's cute. Aw, look at you.
I was clever.
Look what you did.
Me and Vanda designed the stage together, and by me and Vanda designed it together, I was sitting there and Vanda fell asleep. It was very adorable. But,
That's funny. Oh.
It's okay. That's what happens.
So have you guys seen this?
I did build the stage to be beatable.
The Mario Maker competition that was going on with Dan Reichert from Giant Bomb.
Oh
and,
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And how they turned it in. I forget which. So they had like a wager going with it, and they had Indiegogo associated with it too. And I think they raised like $15,000, and depending on who won, it would go to the charity they had associated with. So
Nice.
it'd be interesting to see someone try to put together something like that for Extra Life, and it's an idea. I know people do tournaments also. There's a tabletop store in the San Fernando Valley that they do a tournament every year.
Every time
Oh,
I'm botching
cool.
that up super hard.
There's a lot of things that you can do besides just, some people stream it, some people do tournaments, some people, I know people have rock band parties and invite people over to come over and then pitch, hey, why not donate? Goes to a good cause.
Is it like a little egg yolk. Like I'm trying to figure out what its backstory is.
Oh, this thing? That's a
it-
good question. I don't know what it is.
Like a little pomegranate seed or something.
Ooh, there we go. I don't know why I made this so difficult, but I'm a monster inside. Really, that's my problem.
Little eyeball.
Have you ever seen Ross from Game Grumps' Mario Maker stages? They are frightening.
I mean, I hear there's some like insane stuff out there.
People
We
make
got
some monster
30
stuff.
seconds left, guys.
Oh, did it!
Make sure you check out how you can get involved with Extra Life, and of course follow Magma on the Friday nights, now here on Friday nights for the first time ever. And stay tuned, we got more show. We've got FGC Live. No, we don't. Tonight is Rock Band and Overwatch.
Woo!
Yeah, I've got one job, and there
And there you go. Way to go. 5 seconds on the clock and you botched it. Good job.
Yeah. Bye.
Way to go. Later, everybody.
I hope people realize that this is hardly the tip of the iceberg, that Twin Galaxies is making its move, showing that it is the most important esports entity in the history of esports.
Here we go. 2, 1, go.
Yeah, there they are. I can see them.
He's got his game face on. Oh, a little bit of attitude.
Up to the third level. That's
Smash some Astros. I think the Berserk skill might come in a little bit.
got it.
You can't handle the heat.
20,800.
Nothing is real.
That's a nice score.
Cats and dogs playing with each other. 10 seconds. Oh, look at that.
There you go. See, get him. Get him.
3, 2, 1. Royalty. Video game royalty has happened here. There it is. Oh, putting some points on the board. Oh, close ball, Hector. Dallister swinging for the fences here. Gardigus. Spartacus. Looks like Patrick and oh wow.
Nice. It wasn't all easy.
Oh no, these games are designed to bring out your inner spirit, to be a real challenge. There's
Absolutely.
no easy mode, there's no kid gloves, there's no tutorial. There's Hector. Oh, he's using the ion cannon, which by the way, that's what it's called, the ion cannon. Okay, we all have seen this game before. Bring your game up. Put that energy in. These are the moments that count. 2, 1.
Yeah. That's
Put them controllers down.
that's a respectable score.
Drop that stick. Drop that joystick. Let the cities go down. Joysticks down. That is the end of the decathlon. Our Nintendo decathlon starting with Paperboy. Here we go. Do it.
Basically, you want to avoid crashing. It's pretty simple. All right,
All right,
got the
got a
training course. She's
course?
doing very, very well actually here.
She's got the smaller Nintendo thumb.
So this is a very, very interesting game, but this is probably the highest scoring game of the event. Looks like he's doing very well. That's an interesting method. I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that before?
Going on the side. And Double Dragon is just such a cool game.
1 minute remains. 1 minute.
All right, here we go. Yeah.
They're playing it as intended. This is the controller that shipped with the game. You're getting the full McAllister action right there.
Oh, he's ahead. This is Jesse?
Jesse Porter.
Jesse going ahead.
Is handling
He
business.
is almost at the silly race. Tetris is the final game of the competition, and he's got some serious skills.
He's stacking blocks.
And it's kind of anyone's game.